Hey, bro, Snow White, 7 hours ago. Oh, we just watched that fucking trailer too. I want to fucking dog. I hope you see that fucking boys watching the fucking uh Snow White trailer video on Twitter. God, that'd be hilarious if you see that, or on the YouTube, really. But I get your opinion on that. That'd be great. Alright, let's go.
From a live action remake. Take a beloved animated classic, make it live action. If they're really lucky, capture 10% of the magic.
10%? They're gonna do 10%? I'll trust this man's word over any fucking like actual. Well, I mean that's disrespectful. He is an actual movie critic, but you know what I'm saying. Like the outlets, like the journalists or whatever the hell. Like I listen to him before anybody else. I listen to him before Ethan Rupert.
So Snow White's the newest Disney live-action adaptation. This is directed by Mark Webb, stars Rachel Zegler as Snow White. As this movie was building in the first act, I was like, maybe it's not as bad as it looked. It seemed to be doing what a live-action remake in this capacity should do. Stick to the spirit of the thing, flesh some things out that maybe the original animation kind of fast-tracked. You get that in the beginning with Snow White, the story of her parents, how the evil queen rose to power. As Snow White flees into the woods, she stumbles across a magical land called the Uncanny Valley, where she hangs out with 7 cartoon characters we're
Wait. That shit was smooth as hell. I was like, wait a minute, that's what's actually called? The place called the Uncanny Valley? I thought like the Enchanted whatever the fuck. The Enchanted Realm or some shit. Yo, that's why you fucking go, bro.
Of her parents, how the evil queen rose to power. As Snow White flees into the woods, she stumbles across a magical land called the Uncanny Valley, where she hangs out with 7 cartoon characters we're supposed to pass off as live action. Gonna stop here and address some of the positives in this film up to this point. As you can tell in the second half, it kind of takes a turn. But honestly, out the gate, I thought Rachel Zegler was good as Snow White. Setting aside the tragedy of the fact that Disney learned far too late to not give her a microphone when she's doing press for this film, I actually make the argument that her version of what the film was, per her explanation, it's not actually the film. Not love interest guy, poison apple, true love's kiss. It's all in here. Does she carry the film? I mean, between her, 7 cartoon dwarves, and Gal Gadot, I kind of say Dopey has the best moments of heart. She might win by...
That's crazy about you. He said Dopey. That's crazy.
Default alone right there is not really a good basis for comparison. However, the stronger argument is the fact that Rachel Zegler had to play a character who was so likable that humans as well as animals both loved her. Had to have been very difficult for her. But
yeah, I was about to say, bro, are you kidding me? Again, I haven't seen fucking the actual Snow White in a long time, but I mean, you can imagine an OG Disney princess. I mean, it can't be too far from the realm of imagination to think that a Disney princess would be likable or pretty.
I thought she was good as Snow White. If for nothing else, she has a really good voice. It's a musical. You do want
That's
Snow
good.
White.
Okay. All right. I can't. I can't judge that because I have not watched the movie. All I've heard from this woman is her interviews and whatever the fuck's in the trailers. That can barely, that's not a good sample size, right? Well, sometimes it is. Like Pooh sounds good.
Belt them out when the music hits. Gal Gadot as the evil queen. Didn't the internet love her at one point? Internet critics, everyone.
Yes, they
was
did.
Like, she is Wonder.
They really did. Around those Wonder Woman days, right? Was it before Wonder Woman? What was she in before Wonder Woman? Oh my god, that's embarrassing.
Woman. It's like now she's just kind of hated by everybody. That said, I get what she's doing in here. She's trying to ham it up in that villain way. It's almost like she saw Raul Julia in Street Fighter and said, I'm gonna do that. However, difficult to do, many try, few succeed. Came across more as Uma Thurman from Batman and Robin at times. However, on the other hand, I felt it worked for her villain song because those Disney villain songs, they are hammed up, but they're still villainous. I felt it worked for that, and pretty much that alone. The music is true Disney live action remake adaptation where it's music you either recognize and that's your attachment to it and that's why it's better than the rest, or it's original new music for this in which it's trash. Seriously, the first song went down and I was like, the music's just gonna suck ass in here. It's all right. I'm now
I fucking love this, man.
prepared. I guess that's why the Gal Gadot one stands out, because at least her campiness and cheesiness fed into the enjoyment aspect. But all in all, now we're talking about music enjoyment, in which just get the soundtrack or the original soundtrack. And by soundtrack, I mean stream it, I guess. Then after she's done being the dwarves therapist, which again did work for, I felt was a touching moment for Dopey, she leaves the dwarves. Okay.
Oh, he was
remember
being
that
for real?
picture?
You being for real about that? Oh shit, son.
She's done being the dwarves therapist, which again did work for, I felt was a touching moment for Dopey. She leaves the dwarves.
Oh.
Okay, you remember that picture in which it was like, hey, here are the substitutes for the 7 dwarves that aren't going to be 7 dwarves? But the internet, and I'm paraphrasing here, internet said, how about not? Much to my surprise, those folks are still in this film. She runs across these bandits. Those are the bandits. She hangs out with them for a bit, and now I'm in a completely different film. This movie, it's
Excuse me?
like DLC. It felt like
It's DLC?
Snow White DLC. You know when you get a new game, DLC being downloadable content, gamer speak. But you know when you get the new game and maybe you get the DLC for free, maybe it's day 1 DLC, maybe it's pre-order DLC, maybe it was on sale. But the DLC is now in the game as you're doing the main campaign, and then you accidentally jump tracks to the DLC, and now you're on this really involved side quest that feels
Oh,
like the
yeah.
original game you were just playing.
Yeah. I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. I get distracted all the time. But they actually do make, it's completely off topic, but they do make DLC packs and like DLC paths far more separate now. I think the last time that was really something quite seamlessly integrated was The Witcher 3. Witcher 3's DLCs were integrated seamlessly. You do have to go to Toussaint, but the first one can just be you should waltz right into that shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but for Snow White. You're hanging out with these bandits you don't know, you don't care about. Granted, they do mingle with the dwarves for a spell, but you can't help but see it. 2 possible options going down here, my friends. 1, initially there were going to be no dwarves in this Snow White film. The bandits were going to be the substitute for the dwarves. The internet, again, paraphrasing, said, how about not? Studio panicked, refilmed scenes with the dwarves, and now you have 2 different versions of this film just colliding head on. Or this film, as it stands, dwarves and bandits both being in here, was always how it was planned to be, but they released this picture to fabricate internet outrage because internet's gonna do what internet does, and no press is bad press. I don't know. I'll probably never know. But you can't help but see that Snow White and the 7 Dwarves and Snow White and the 7 Bandits are 2 different feeling films that are almost in competition on screen. I mean, the Bandits don't have any
That's
real...
so interesting. Well, with the amount of reshoots, you can't be too surprised by that, really. Jeez, my fucking stream is so far behind me.
character, they're just there. And you feel like that's not supposed to be the case because one bandit references another bandit by name. And you're just like, I don't know who that is. And the way it's executed, you said that like I'm supposed to. Like the movie was filmed to tell me who that was.
Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to know who these people are. Or give half a shit. But I, you know.
Or give half a
also
shit.
recut and relayered with the love story because that feels half-assed as well. Granted, in the original animation, that I've always felt that comes out of nowhere. True Love's Kiss, are you sure? Did you know her that well? Difference is, this movie takes a half an hour longer to get there, and I still feel like True Love's Kiss, are you sure? Did you know her that well? And boiled down, that's what this movie is. It does flesh some things out, which a live-action remake in this capacity should do, I feel. In the case of this film, it's bookended both at the beginning and the end, and I like that. But that doesn't justify it being as long as it is. It's about, I believe, a half an hour longer than the original animation. Should have taken 10-15 minutes. I get it's made for children, not curmudgeonous adults like myself, and I did hear a kid or two chuckling in the theater once or twice. Then they felt oddly silent, probably because they became bored. Even they were probably like, in my 4 years of experience in this life, why does this movie feel like it's two separate films clashing? In the end, for the whole experience, just a movie I'm not going to remember in T-1 day. Yeah, just watch the original, I guess. You know what's funny? The whole magic mirror thing doesn't make any sense. Because the whole magic mirror, who's the fairest of them all thing, was always, by implication, external beauty. It's a vanity thing. But now we're talking about what's in here, you know, the internal beauty. As asked by a lady.
I really thought you were about to go down the line of Gal Gadot being more attractive, and then the whole thing just not making fucking sense to begin with. If you'd have said that, bro, I would have fucking emailed you that fucking video.
Called the Evil Queen. How would that conversation even go down?
Who is the fairest of them all?
Well, lady called the Evil Queen, since we're talking about internal beauty, you're pretty much the worst. I think you'll have to wipe out every woman in the land in order to be the fairest of them all. Except for Karen. She yelled at the butcher's boy. Said, I'd like to speak to your manager now. She is just awful. But other than that, you're pretty screwed. Or maybe it is just external beauty, in which this would be the shortest film ever.
Who is the fairest of them all?
What, you mean between you and the girl with the Lord Farquaad wig? Pretty sure you're the biggest smoke show in the land. You got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Thank you. Now, here's a question for you, Ty. I have a question for you. Who do you think should, like, be the Snow White to like, justify this queen's fucking insecurity?
Or so the Disney
Thank you,
live-action
sir.
Snow White. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's a good Disney live-action adaptation that you really liked? Whatever it is, whatever you...
Oh, God, what is a good Disney adaptation? Lilo and Stitch looks really good, but that hasn't come out yet, so I guess it's not fair. A good Disney adaptation. A live-action adaptation. I haven't seen them. I don't watch them. I can't give you an opinion. I don't know. None of them performed well. Not even the one with Cinderella. Well, actually, the first one, Cinderella did, right? Because that was before everyone knew they were trash. And it had Hermione in it, didn't it? Or am I thinking of Beauty and the Beast? Did it do Cinderella? Fuck it. Great video though, bro.
Comment below.
Shut up. Sorry, not you. The video. Right. That shit just fucking skyrocketed. Alright, what we got? What we got in the comment? I bet 10 fat ones that were more people anticipating your reviews for 1,000%. 1,000,000%. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Why seats are empty in the cinema hall? Petty. The fuck right wig. Yeah. I don't need a prince to save me. Prince, I'm here as your I'm here for your stepmother. That's crazy. Look at the thumbnail. Yeah, Jimmy's face is about what I expected. Speaking about his face, he has a really good voice, but his voice has it's a bit raspy. Maybe he has like a cold or some shit. Or I was thinking he was going through what I'm going through. My vocal cords are just fucking sore. There's so much more like grit to my voice since I started talking all the damn time. Yes, it was pure gold. It was. Maybe the Snow White live action movie was just memes. I wish it was. I really do. Past 5 years, I feel I've watched more of Jamie's views than I've watched the actual movie. Yes, he is a fantastic replacement for movies. No, I mean, you should go watch some movies, of course, and form your own opinions and have your own like experiences and shit. Come to your own conclusions. But he has definitely kept me caught up on movies for a long fucking time, bro. 'Cause I stopped watching movies a long time ago. I'm not gonna go pay to go see some trash, but like there is some good stuff that I'll catch after, you know. But it's also fun to watch him talk about bad stuff. Maybe I can be that for someone else someday. Who knows? Yeah. He's a huge, big inspiration for me, in general. Jeremy's mirror on the wall sequence probably my favorite bit. So did you do that on purpose? That kind of you know just there you go. All right. Mulan wasn't bad, was it? Oh, we kind of have to watch this now because Ryan George is also fucking fun. Maybe we might do that one tomorrow. Because Ryan George is fucking hilarious. I won't have much to say, but that would just be like a watch along thing. That's not even like critique. That's just for fun. All right. No. Why are you taking forever to load? My connection has been shit for like the past 2 days. I don't going on, bro. I don't have Walmart, bro.